No signs of community transmission in the country so far, says Centre. Number of corona deaths goes up to 32. More than 100 patients overcome the infection. Assam Chief Minister Sarbananda Sonowal reiterates his appeal to people to stay indoors and maintain social distancing to win battle against the COVID-19. 24 persons, including 400 from Assam, attending a religious congregation in Delhi test corona positive. Assam government to quarantine those who return. Churachandpur District Administration in Manipur says there is no trouble during the lockdown, calls all media reports of violence baseless. And lockdown successful in Mizoram, streets in state were deserted. Look, people come out only to buy essentials. Good evening, viewers. Welcome to the Northeast News Bulletin. This is Hansraj, and now the details. In national news first, the union government today said there are no signs of community transmission yet in the country. The total number of confirmed cases of novel coronavirus has gone up to 1,251 in the country, which includes 49 foreign nationals. Of them, 101 patients have been cured and discharged from the hospitals, while 32 died. Briefing media, New Delhi Joint Secretary in Health Ministry Love Agarwal said the cases reported in the last 12 days is much less than those reported in the developed countries. He said this happened because of the cooperation of the people of the country, collective preemptive action, social distancing and enforcement of lockdown. Joint Secretary in the Union Home Ministry, Punya Salila Srivastava, said the Home Ministry is regularly monitoring the enforcement of lockdown with the state governments. On the other hand, more than 7,77,000 people around the world are known to have been infected by coronavirus since the outbreak began, while 1,64,435 have recovered. Over 37,000 people have died. The number of deaths related to coronavirus in the United States has passed the 3,000 mark, according to data from Johns Hopkins University. The United States has the highest number of cases in the world. Trump, speaking to reporters at the White House, said more than 1 million Americans had been tested for the coronavirus, which he called a milestone. Meanwhile, Italian Health Minister Roberto Speranza said Italy will follow the recommendation of scientists and extend a nationwide lockdown at least until April 12. Moving on to Northeast now, in Assam, Chief Minister Sarbananda Sonowal, while on a visit to Kokrajhar today, briefed the media on the lockdown announced by Prime Minister Narendra Modi and urged all citizens to abide by it, staying indoors and maintaining social distance to fight against COVID-19. He directed deputy commissioners and superintendents of police in all the districts of the state to find out whereabouts of the people who had attended the Tablighi Jamaat function at Nizamuddin in New Delhi from March 13 to 15th, identify and quarantine them, and if they have already returned to Assam. He said this is of utmost importance for the safety of the state's people.
21 দিনীয়া লকডাউনৰ যি কাৰ্যসূচী আমাৰ নিষ্ঠাৰে পালন কৰাৰ বাবে আহ্বান জনাইছে সেই আহ্বানৰ প্ৰতি সঁহাৰি জনাই অসমৰ জনগণে এই কাৰ্যসূচী শৃংখলাবদ্ধভাৱে পালন কৰি আহিছে সকলো লোকে এই কথা এতিয়া মৰ্মে উপলব্ধি কৰিছে যে ঘৰৰ ভিতৰতে পৰিষ্কাৰ কৰি থাকি শৃংখলাবদ্ধভাৱে যদি এজনে আনজনৰ পৰা
24 people who took part in a religious congregation in Nizamuddin, West New Delhi earlier this month have tested positive for the novel coronavirus. Delhi Health Minister Satyendra Jain today said that around 1,500 to 1,700 people had assembled at the Markaz building in Nizamuddin area, which has thrown up several corona cases. Jain told reporters that 1,033 people have been evacuated so far and around 334 of them have been sent to hospitals. He informed that 700 people have been sent to quarantine centers. On Monday, Delhi government has said strong action will be taken against those in charge of this religious gathering. It said social distancing and other lockdown measures were not followed in this event. Meanwhile, in Assam, Health and Family Welfare Minister Dr. Himanta Biswa Sarma said the government has received the information that nearly 400 people from the state took part in the congregation at Nizamuddin. Steps have been taken to find them out and quarantine them.
Presence in the Nizamuddin Dargah during the religious congregation arranged by Tabligh Jamaat. Subsequently, we got a list from central government as well as from different state government. First list has come consisting 299%. Second list has come consisting of 157%. State government has already directed Deputy Commissioner to see whether they have already came back to Assam, and if they have already came back to Assam, we should quarantine them in 2 hours of time. Followed by them, their swab will be collected and we will be testing them immediately. So we are on job right now. We are on job, and I am hopeful that in next 2 hours we will be able to quarantine each and everybody who has traveled to Nizamuddin Dargah, provided they have come back to Assam by now. It's been identified who has come back, 1 by flight, 5 other by different other transportation. So we are aware that 6 people has come back, but large number of people has not come back. So I think the number will be below 100 who has come back to Assam. So we are going to quarantine them in next 2 hours of time.
Still in Assam, Chief Secretary Kumar Sanjay Krishna has said a decision in regard to the opening of tea gardens will shortly be taken, and this will be done only on the request from the Tea Planters Association or the owners of tea gardens. Talking exclusively to DD News, Sanjay Krishna said the government intends to ease the restrictions in tea gardens only after due consultations with the stakeholders.
Well, these are very hard and challenging times for any government official. We are really happy that the Chief Secretary of Assam, Mr. Sanjay Krishna, could take out some time to talk to us. We are really happy to have him with us. So welcome to this program. Sir, how prepared is the state of Assam to deal with Corona?
See, we are quite prepared in a way. We have kept quarantine facilities ready for about 4,000 people, and near 1,000 isolation facilities are available, and numbers of ICUs are not very high, but still it's about 50, and we have already identified the medical colleges exclusively for COVID patients. So taking all kind of precautionary measures, and we have been asking people to maintain social distance, maintain all the advisories we have brought it out, the government has brought out for last 1 month. So we're taking all necessary steps, and we have been very lucky to say that more than 300 tests have been done, and all of them are negative still now.
So the state of Assam hasn't reported a single case till now. So under the present circumstances, what's the strategy of the government? Is it aggressive testing, putting people into quarantine, making social distance? What's the strategy which is being adopted?
Number one is social distancing. On 14th of this month, we have closed down all the schools and colleges, all universities. Then on 23rd of March, we have closed down the state for 1 week. And 24th, there's a nationwide closed down for 3 weeks. We have strictly followed lockdown, and we have instructed all the enforcing agencies to enforce it fully. That is one. Secondly, in the 3rd week of this month, we had a lot of boys and girls and men coming from various states, especially Kerala, Pune, Tamil Nadu, Bangalore, and all those places they have come. Proper checking was done in all the railway stations, all the airports, and we have asked these people to go for home quarantine, 14 days of home quarantine. And a lot of people have crossed the border after the lockdown, and we have all kept them in quarantine facilities in those districts. We are not allowing them to go to their homes.
Welcome back. In Manipur, nationwide lockdown against spread of coronavirus outbreak is going on in a peaceful manner. People are cooperating with the state administration. The government has been distributing essential commodities free of cost to the public across the state. Home delivery service for various items has been activated in collaboration with different agencies. While emergency and essential services are relaxed during the lockdown, government has allowed the markets to open for a given time period so that people could buy food items. Meanwhile, reacting to news of violence by public in Churachandpur district shown in some TV news channels, the Superintendent of Police of the district, Amrita Sinha, said no violence or unwanted situation has been reported in the district since the implementation of lockdown. The allegations circulated in the media are false, malicious and not based on facts.
And even the concerned authorities, the SDOs, the DC, they're all looking into it. There is no such incident of violence or anything of that kind in Churachandpur.
Right now.
Right now, yesterday, day before, so far, कोई violent incident तो नहीं हुआ है Churachandpur में राइस के रिकॉर्ड में.
और उसका detention for defying the curfew. There were some cases yesterday.
Yes. We have detained persons and later on they were released on bond under section 109 CRPC, taking an assurance for good behavior.
So right now there is peace in Churachandpur.
Yes, absolute peace. The curfew is very, very well maintained. People are also cooperating. In fact, when I went around in the morning at around 5 a.m. to 7 a.m., I was also out on the road. And I was seeing that people are lining up, maintaining social distance for queues in front of ATMs, for buying groceries, for...
In Mizoram, statewide lockdown has brought in a deserted look and environment with an ambience of complete shutdown everywhere. Handful of people are being noticed in localities only to buy essential commodities while maintaining social distancing. Meanwhile, another scene is noticed where people are coming forward with the masses of good Samaritans. About 400 tailors and designers across the state came forward in making and donating disposable protective aprons and scrubs, masks for health workers for control of infection. The Tripura government has widened its surveillance net by bringing 7,614 persons under quarantine for coronavirus infection, even as there has been no positive case yet. The cumulative figure of quarantine stood at 7,614 persons till Monday, and this has been done as part of precautionary measures, said Health Secretary Dr. Debashish Basu. In Arunachal Pradesh, Assembly Speaker Pasang Dorji Sona on Monday attended a review meeting of COVID-19 preparedness in his home district, Shiomi, with the Deputy Commissioner, police officials, district medical officers and other stakeholders of Mechuka, the headquarters of the newly created district. Sona rushed to Shiomi district on Sunday to oversee the post-COVID-19 situation amid reports of food scarcity in Monigong and PD circles in the wake of the 21-day nationwide lockdown. Cargo flights are carrying medical supplies to eastern, northeastern and southern parts of the country. The Civil Aviation Ministry said in a release that private airlines such as Indigo, SpiceJet and Blue Dart are also carrying out critical supplies. The total cargo load carried from the 26th to 29th of this month was 10 ton. The cargo essentially covered COVID-19 related reagents, enzymes, medical equipment, testing kits and PPE, masks, gloves and other items requisitioned by states and union territories. A dedicated medical air cargo related website, www.civilaviation.gov.in, has been launched and is partially functional. And that brings us to the end of this evening's bulletin. Thank you for tuning in. Namaskar.